going on, guys? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? Oh, goodness. Let's see. There's a bunch in here. Let's see who else in here. Penny, thank you for sending me that email. I appreciate it. Hello, Becca, Adam, Penny Riddle. What's up? Boo, Tashi. Hello, Dumpling. Hello, Becca, Cool Gamer, Evie. Hello, Rocket Queen. Hello, Tammy Crimes. Hello, Hippie Grandma. What's up, Mark? You working today? Hello, Michelle Finch, Michael Blade. How are y'all today? Yeah, y'all hit the like, share, and subscribe button for me. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry that. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow. Hello, Darcy. Y'all busy, Mark? Is it busy down there today? That's what I figured. All right, guys. We're going to do true crime in history. I'm going to bring up the page here. Does anybody know who the true crime I'm talking about is? True crime in history, missing child. All right. Well, we're going to be talking about the Lindbergh case. Let me do a full. Okay. There we go. It's the Lindbergh kidnapping. Can y'all see that screen? Let me see if I can make it bigger if y'all need to see it. Is that big enough to see for y'all? I didn't know I could do that until today. I really didn't know I could do that until today. Y'all can't see that though, right? Oh, good deal. Good deal. All right. Let me see here. Let me bring it over a little bit more. Well, I can read it on there. That's fine. There's a lot in this case. A lot. It says on a beautiful 390-acre estate on the rural outskirts of Hopewell, New Jersey, Charles Lindbergh and his wife Anne hoped to stay out of the constant glare of the media spotlight in the years following the aviator's historic nonstop flight across the Atlantic. I can, but it'll cut out right here. Let me see what it does. I'll go one more. Yeah, see, it cuts out. Well, maybe not. We'll go with that. Let me go up here. It was, let's see, did I miss it? Across the Atlantic. All right, it was not to be. In 1932, a crime took place that stunned the nation and made the Lindberghs and their ensuing tragedy front page news for months to come. Charles Augustus Lindbergh Jr., a 20-month-old son of the famous aviator and Anne Morrow Lindbergh, was kidnapped about 9 p.m. March 1st, 1932, from the nursery on the second floor of the Lindbergh home near Hopewell, New Jersey. You're welcome, Evie. The child's absence was discovered and reported to his parents, who were then at home at approximately 10 p.m. by the child's nurse, Betty Gow. A search of the premises was immediately made, and a ransom note demanding $50,000 was found on the nursery windowsill. After the Hopewell police were notified, the report was telephoned to the New Jersey State Police, who assumed charge of the investigation. What's up, Shane? How are you and Pearl today? During the search at the kidnapping scene, traces of mud were found on the floor of the nursery. Footprints impossible to measure were found under the nursery window. 2 sections of the ladder had been used in reaching the window. One of the 2 sections was split or broken where it joined the other, indicating that the ladder had broken during the ascent or descent. There were no blood stains in or about the nursery, nor were there any fingerprints. I hear you, Shane. Well, good morning. Household and state employees were questioned and investigated. Colonel Lindbergh asked friends to communicate with kidnappers. And they made widespread appeals for the kidnappers to start negotiations. Various underworld characters were dealt with in an attempt to contact the kidnappers. And numerous clues were advanced and exhausted. A second ransom note was received by Colonel Lindbergh on March 6, 1932, postmarked Brooklyn, New York, March 4th, in which the ransom was increased to $70,000. A police conference was then called by the governor at Trenton, New Jersey, which was attended by prosecuting. Hey, Miss Potty Mouth. Where'd it go? By prosecuting officials, police authorities, and government representatives. Various theories and policies of procedure were discussed. Private investigators also were employed by Colonel Lindbergh's attorney, Colonel Henry Breckinridge. Thank you, Rocket Queen. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Rocket Queen. I love you, girl. Thank you. The third ransom note was received by Colonel Lindbergh's attorney on March 8th, informing that the intermediary appointed by the Lindberghs would not be accepted, and requesting a note in the newspaper. On the same date, Dr. John F. Condon of the Bronx, New York, a retired school principal, published in the Bronx Home News an offer to act as a go-between and to pay an additional $1,000 ransom. The following, let's see. Oops, wrong. Sorry about that. And that's looks like the ransom note there. Says have $50,000 ready, 5,020s, 5,010s, bills, and $10,000 $5 bills. 2 to 4 days, we will inform you where to deliver the money. We warn you, be something public or for some, I can't really read it, is in good care. For all help. That's all I can read. I can barely read that. What's up, Casper Friendly? The following day, the fourth ransom note was received by Dr. Condon, which indicated he would be acceptable as a go-between. This was approved by Colonel Lindbergh. About March 10th, 1932, Dr. Condon received $70,000 in cash as ransom. Hey, Stephen, and immediately started negotiations for payment through newspaper columns using the code name Jafsy. How are you doing today, son? Something's coming up pretty soon, ain't it, Stephen? Hold on, and I'll tell you. A week from tomorrow. Is that right? What happened to your phone? At about 8:30 p.m. What's wrong, son? On March 12th, after receiving an anonymous telephone call, Dr. Condon received the fifth ransom note, delivered by Joseph Perron, a taxi cab driver who received it from an unidentified stranger. The message stated that another note would be found beneath a stone at a vacant stand 100 feet from an outlying subway station. This note, the sixth, was found by Condon, as indicated. Following instructions therein, the doctor met an unidentified man who called himself John at Woodlawn Cemetery near 233rd Street and Jerome Avenue. They discussed payment of the ransom money. The stranger agreed to furnish a token of the child's identity. Condon was accompanied by a bodyguard, except while talking to John. During the next few days, Dr. Condon repeated his advertisement, urging further contact and stating his willingness to pay the ransom. A baby sleeping suit as a token of identify and a seventh ransom note were received by Dr. Condon on March 16th. The suit was delivered to Colonel Lindbergh and later identified. Condon continued his advertisements. The eighth ransom note was received by Condon on March 21st, insisting on complete compliance and advertising that the kidnapping had been planned for a year. On March 29th, Betty Gow, the Lindbergh nurse, found the infant's thumb guard worn at the time of the kidnapping near the entrance of the estate. The following day, the ninth ransom note was received by Condon, threatening to increase the demand to $100,000 and refusing a code for use in newspaper columns. The 10th ransom note, received by the doctor on April 1st, 1932, instructed him to have the money ready the following night, to which Condon replied by an ad in the press. The 11th ransom note was delivered to Condon on April 2nd by an unidentified taxi driver who said he received it from an unknown man. Dr. Condon found the 12th ransom note under a stone in front of a greenhouse at 3225 East Tremont Avenue, Bronx, New York, as instructed in the 11th note. Shortly thereafter, on the same evening, by following instructions contained in the 12th note, Condon again met whom he believed to be John to reduce the demand to $50,000. The amount was handed to the stranger in exchange. Thank you, Becca. Thank you, girl, for becoming a member. Thank you so much. I love you, girl. Thank you. In exchange for a receipt and the 13th note containing instructions to the effect that the kidnapped child could be found on a boat named Nellie near Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. The stranger then walked north to the Park Woods. We love you too. The following day, an unsuccessful search for the baby was made near Martha's Vineyard. The search was later repeated. Dr. Condon was positive that he would recognize John if he ever saw him. On March 12, 1932, the body of the kidnapped baby was accidentally found, partially buried and badly decomposed. Hey, Nanny of three. About 4.5 miles southeast of the Lindbergh home, 45 feet from the highway near Mount Rose, near Jersey in Mercer County. The discovery was made by William Allen as an assistant on a truck driven by Orville Wilson. Hey, Miss PJ. The head was crushed. There was a hole in the skull, and some of the body members were missing. The body was positively identified and cremated at Trenton, New Jersey on May 13, 1932. The coroner's examination showed that the child had been dead for about 2 months and that the death was caused by a blow to the head. You're fine, Miss PJ. It says the investigation 1932 to 1934. On March 2nd, 1932, after a conference with Attorney General, the FBI Director, J. Edgar Hoover, had contacted the headquarters of the New Jersey State Police at Trenton, New Jersey. You're fine, Becca. You're fine. He officially informed the organization that the U.S. Department of Justice would afford Colonel H. Norman Schwarzkopf, the superintendent of the New Jersey State Police, the assistance and cooperation of the FBI in bringing about the apprehension of the parties responsible for the kidnapping. He advised the New Jersey State Police that they will call upon the Bureau for any facilities or resources which the latter might be capable of extending. The special agent in charge of the New York City office of the Bureau, which at the time covered the New Jersey district, was instructed accordingly, and upon instructions from the director, the special agent in charge communicated with the New Jersey State Police and the New York City Police, offering any assistance which the Bureau might be able to lend in this matter. During the next few weeks, the Bureau was acting merely in auxiliary capacity. There being no federal jurisdiction, however, on May 13, 1932, the President directed that all governmental investigative agencies should place themselves at the disposal of the state of New Jersey, and that the FBI should serve as a clearinghouse and coordinating agency for all investigations in this case conducted by federal investigative units. Hello, Beachy. How are you? Oh, I know it is. It sure is, Beachy. On May 23rd, 1932, the FBI in New York City informed banks and Greater New York that the Bureau was the coordinating agency for all governmental activities in the case. A close watch for ransom money was requested. And that's the baby right there, Charles Lindbergh Jr. Hey, Brittany Blue Eyes. The New Jersey State Police announced on May 26th. You're welcome, Beachy. 1932, the offer of a reward not to exceed $25,000 for information resulting in the apprehension and conviction of the kidnapper or kidnappers in compliance with a request made by Colonel Schwarzkopf. Copies of the notice of reward were forwarded by the FBI to all law enforcement officials and agencies throughout the United States. On June 10, 1932, Violet Sharp, a waitress in the home of Lindbergh's mother, Miss Dwight Morrow, had been under investigation by authorities. Committed suicide by swallowing poison when she was about to be re-questioned. However, her movements on the night of March 1st, 1932, had been carefully checked, and it was soon definitely ascertained that she had no connection with the abduction. Was it a good movie? I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch it, though. In September 1933, President Franklin D. Roosevelt stated in a meeting with Director Hoover that all work on the case be centralized in the Department of Justice. He requested the director to convey his views to Attorney General Cummings with suggestions that the Attorney General make a request of the Commissioner of the Internal Revenue Service, either through the President or directly, for a detailed report of all work performed by the RS Intelligence Unit. Okay, well, I'll have to check it out, Casper. Thank you so much for throwing that in there. Hey, Shani.
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Hey, Google, stop. It picked up when I said, thank you, Rebelicious, your other name. What was that? On October 19th, 1933, it was officially announced that the FBI would have exclusive jurisdiction in so far as the federal government was concerned in the handling of any investigation features of the case. Let me go over here a minute. The President's proclamation requiring the return Okay, I'll do that then. Thank you. The President's proclamation requiring the return to the Treasury of all gold and gold certificates was a valuable aid in the case, inasmuch as 40,000 of the ransom money had been paid in gold certificates, and at the time, the proclamation, a large portion of this money was known to be outstanding. Therefore, this phase of the investigation was issued by the New York City Bureau Office to all banks and their branches in New York City, requesting a extremely close watch for the ransom certificates. And in February 1934, have a good day, Rocket. Don't work too hard. All Bureau officers were supplied with copies of the Bureau's revised pamphlet containing the serial numbers of the ransom bills. The New York City Bureau office distributed copies of the pamphlet to each employee handling currency in banks, clearinghouses, grocery stores, and in certain selected communities. Insurance companies, gasoline, filling stations, airports, department stores, post offices, and telegraph companies. Following the distribution of these booklets containing the serial number of the ransom currency, there was also prepared and similarly distributed by the Bureau currency key cards, which in convenient form set forth the exclusive serial numbers of all the ransom notes which had been paid. This was followed by frequent personal contacts with bank officials and with individuals in an effort to keep alive their interest. Prior to this time, the passing of ransom bills had been reported to either the FBI, the New Jersey State Police, or where'd I go now? Or the New York City Police, none of which had complete information on this point. Therefore, arrangements were effected whereby investigation of all such ransom bills detected in the future could be immediately conducted by jointly representatives of the three interest agencies. One of the byproducts of the case was a mass of misinformation regarding or received from well-meaning but uninformed, highly imaginative individuals. And a deluge of letters were written by demented persons, publicity seekers, and fraud. It was essential, however, that all clues, regardless of the prospect of success, be carefully followed, and it was possible in the vast majority of instances to be determined at the inception whether they would be material or false. I'm going to take a break right there for just a second because Trendy walked in. I want to see what she wants. So give me just a second and I'll be right back. And while you're waiting, if you want to, check out my little pause for the calls video.
Thank you for hating me. Thank you for hating me. I wasted so much sleep over what you stole from me. But now the tables turned, I'm the lion, you're the sheep. You turn my vulnerability on me like a weapon. Taking knives in the back really taught me a lesson.
Oh, thank you. Sorry it took so long. That's my new Be back in 5 minutes page. Can y'all hear me? Hit a 1 if you can hear me. Okay, thank you, Tashi and Tutti Frutti. Hey, Truth Seeker, thank you for dropping the link. On March 4th, 1932, a con man named Gaston B. Means was approached by Miss Evelyn Walsh McLean of Washington, D.C., who felt that she might be of material assistance to Colonel Lindbergh in procuring the return of his child. Miss McLean had been acquainted with Means as a result of some investigative work which Means had performed for her husband some years before. Hey, Messy Jessie. Means informed her that he felt certain he could secure a contact with... Okay, thank you, Casper. With the kidnappers, inasmuch as he had been invited to participate in a big kidnapping some weeks before, but he had declined. Means claimed that his friend was responsible for the Lindbergh kidnapping. The following day, Means reported to Mr. McLean that he had made a contact. You've seen her before, Bobby Joe. She's just under a different name. I seen that. I went over and seen some of your videos, Jacqueline. He successfully induced Miss McLean to hand over to him $100,000 to be used in paying the ransom, which he said had been doubled. Until April 17th, 1932, he kept Miss McLean waiting daily, expecting the return of the child. We hope you're all well, Missy Jessie, and I'm praying for your hand. I'm sorry to hear that. During this period, he purported to be effecting negotiations with the alleged leader of the kidnappers, whom he called the Fox. Miss McLean finally requested return of the $100,000 and additional money which she had advanced him for expenses when he failed to do so. The case was turned over to the FBI. Means and the Fox, who was found to be Norman T. Whitaker, a disbarred Washington attorney, were apprehended, and Means was later convicted of embezzlement and larceny after trust and sentenced to serve 15 years in a federal penitentiary. Ghost Devil, what's up, brother? Whitaker and Means were later convicted of conspiracy to defraud and were sentenced to serve 2 years each in a federal penitentiary. There were other attempted frauds which required extensive investigations before they could be completely eliminated from consideration in connection with the Lindbergh case. I love the video, Ghost Devil. I love it. Thank you, brother. Let me get a drink, guys. In all, there were literally thousands of leads in all sections of the United States, which were followed to their definite conclusion by the Bureau. The result of all these investigations, no matter how trivial, were reported. The activities of the known and suspected members of the so-called Purple Gang of Detroit and various rumors and allegations concerning this gang were carefully and thoroughly investigated. Numerous registries of boats were examined in a fruitless endeavor to collect the boat, the Nellie, on which the baby was to have been found, according to the 13th and last ransom note. Handed to Dr. Condon. At the time he paid the ransom money to John, records of the cemetery employees who were employed in various cemeteries in certain sections of New York City and near Hopewell, New Jersey, were examined. Information accumulated in various other kidnapping and extortion cases handled by the FBI was examined in the closest detail and studied with particular reference to any bearing that might have upon the solution of the Lindbergh case. Hundreds of photographs and descriptive data of known criminals of all types and other possible suspects were exhibited to the few eyewitnesses in this case in an endeavor to identify the mysterious John. On May 2nd, 1933, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York discovered 296 $10 gold certificates and one $20 gold certificate, all Lindbergh ransom notes. These bills were included among the currency received at the Federal Reserve Bank on May 1st, 1933. Sorry about that, guys. My computer just shut completely down. Can y'all hear me? Y'all hit 1 if you can hear me. Thank you. Okay. All right, let's get back to this. I don't know why it shut down, so I'm going to have to scroll all the way down and find that again, so give me just a second, okay? I think I was, I'll go with right here where it starts another interesting fact. Another interesting attempt to identify the kidnapper centered around the ladder used in the crime. Police quickly realized that it was crudely built, but built nonetheless by someone familiar with wood who was mechanically inclined. The ladder had been thoroughly examined for fingerprints and had been exhibited to builders, carpenters, and neighbors of the Lindberghs in vain. Slivers of the ladder had been analyzed and the types of wood used in the ladder had been identified. Perhaps a complete examination of the ladder by itself by a wood expert would yield additional clues. And in early 1933, I love you, babe, such an expert was called in, Arthur Kohler of the Forest Service, United States Department of Agriculture. Kohler disassembled the ladder and painstakingly identified the type of woods used and examined tool marks. He also looked at the pattern made by the nail holes, for it appeared likely that someone had been used before in indoor construction. Kohler made field trips to the Lindbergh estate and to factories to trace some of the wood. He summarized his findings in report and later played a critical role in the trial of the kidnapper. For a period of 7 months prior to August 20th, 1934, no gold certificates were discovered except for those received in the Federal Reserve Bank, previously mentioned. Starting on August 20th, 1934, and extended into September, a total of 16 gold certificates were discovered. Hold on just a minute, guys. Okay. Were discovered. Most of them in the vicinity of Yorkville and Harlem. The long-awaited opportunity had finally arrived as each bill was recovered. A colored pin marking the location of the recovered bill was inserted into a large map of the metropolitan area, thus indicating the movements of the individual or individuals who might be passing the ransom note, the ransom money. When the first few made their appearance, it was decided to concentrate on gold certificates, as experience had proven the futility of tracing the ordinary currency included in the ransom money. In keeping with cooperative policy, they established with the New Jersey State Police and the New York City Police Teams composed of representatives of each police agency and a special agent to the Bureau were organized. Okay, Darcy. As a result, the various neighborhood banks discovered the bills close to the point at which they were passed, and it became possible for investigators to trace the bills to the person who had originally passed them. For the first time in the history of the case, the investigators succeeded in finding that the description of the individual passing these bills fit exactly that of John as described by Dr. Condon. It was determined through the investigation that the bills were being passed principally at corner produce stores. At about 1:20 p.m. on September 18, 1934, the assistant manager of the Corner Exchange Bank and Trust Company at 125th Street and Park Avenue, New York City, telephoned the New York City Bureau office to advise that a $10 gold certificate had been discovered a few minutes previously by one of the tellers in the bank. It was soon ascertained that this bill had been received at the bank from a gasoline station located at 127th Street and Lexington Avenue, New York City, on September 15th, 1934. An alert attendant had received a bill in payment for 5 gallons of gas from a man whose description fitted closely that of the individual who had passed the other bills in recent weeks. The filling station attendant who had passed, being suspicious of the $10 gold certificate, recorded it on the bill, the license number, and the automobile driven by the passenger. The license number was issued to Bruno Richard Hauptmann, 1279 East 222nd Street, Bronx, New York. Hampton's house was closely surveyed by federal and local authorities throughout the night of September 18th until 9 a.m. on September 19th. An individual closely fitting the description of John as supplied by Dr. Condon and the description of the purchaser at the gasoline as supplied by the service station attendant left his house and entered his car parked nearby. He was promptly taken into custody by representatives of the 3 interested agencies. After investigating, he was found to be Bruno Richard Hampton, the individual to whom the car was licensed. The license had been issued. A German carpenter who had been in this country for approximately 11 years. A $20 gold ransom certificate was found on his person. His description fitted perfectly that of John that was described by the doctor, and in his house was found a pair of shoes which had been purchased with a $20 ransom bill recovered September 8, 1934. Hampton admitted several other purchases which had been made with the money on the night of September 19, 1934. He was positively identified by Joseph Perron as the individual from which he received the 5th ransom note to be delivered to the doctor. The following day, ransom certificates in excess of $13,000 were found secreted in the garage of Hampton's residence. Shortly thereafter, he was identified by the doctor as John, to whom the ransom had been paid. It was also ascertained that he was in possession of a Dodge sedan automobile, which answered the description of that seen in the vicinity of the Lindbergh home the day prior to the kidnapping. Shortly after his apprehension, specimens of Hampton's handwriting were flown to D.C., where a study was made of them to the FBI laboratory. A comparison of the writing appearing on the ransom notes with that of the specimens disclosed remarkable similarities, inconspicuous personal characteristics and writing habits, which resulted in him being identified by the handwriting experts of the laboratory. Upon the apprehension of Hampton, it was found that he bore a striking resemblance to the portrait of John, which had been previously been prepared from descriptions furnished by the doctor and Joseph Perrone. All right, let's go on down here. Hampton was indicted in the Supreme Court in Brock County, New York, on charges of extortion on September 26, 1934, and on October 8, 1934, in Hunterdon County, New Jersey. He was indicted for murder 2 days later. The governor of the state of New York honored the requisition of the governor of the state of New Jersey for the surrender of Bruno Richard Hampton, and on October 19th, he was removed to the Hunterdon County Jail, Flemington, New Jersey, to await trial. Is anybody in chat? Hold on just a second, guys. Okay, I just wondered. The trial of Hampton began on January 3rd, 1935 at the Flemington, New Jersey, and lasted 5 weeks. The case against him was based on circumstantial evidence. Tool marks on the ladder matched tools owned by Hampton. I'm going to call him Hampton. Wood in the ladder was found to match wood used as flooring in his attic. Dr. Condon's telephone number and address were found scrawled on a door frame inside a closet. Handwriting on the ransom note matched samples of Hampton's handwriting. On February 13, 1935, the jury returned a verdict, and Hampton was found guilty of murder in the first degree. His sentence was death. The defense appealed. The Supreme Court of the state of New Jersey on October 9, 1935 upheld the verdict of lower court. Hampton's appeal to the Supreme Court of the United States was denied on December 9, 1934, and he was to be electrocuted January 17, 1936. However, on this same day, the governor of New Jersey granted a 30-day reprieve. On February 17, Hampton was resentenced to be electrocuted during the week of March 3rd, 1936. On March 3rd, 1936, the Pardon Court of New Jersey denied Hampton's petition for clemency. And on April 3rd, 1936, the killer and kidnapper of Charles Lindbergh Jr., Bruno Richard Hampton, was electrocuted. Wow. That's a pretty good story. All right, guys. Good story. Did not know that, though. And that's the first time I'd ever really read up on anything about it. I mean, I've heard stories about it. But never really got into it until this live here. So this guy kidnapped him. I just wonder if it didn't say nothing about him having any kind of, any kind of acquaintance or anything to him, I don't think. If I did, I don't remember it because like I said, I had to go over and y'all can't hear me now? Y'all can't hear me? Penny Riddle, you're going to have to go out and come back in. Yeah, I was thinking the dad was involved in it too because, I mean, it happened that the night that they were there. So, you know, like I said, when I go watch the story though, I might bring it back up. And another thing I'm going to tell y'all, I don't know who spread the rumor or anything like that. It's not true, but Discord did not get into anybody's phone and whatever they call it, hack their phone. Discord, you can't be hacked in Discord because you just can't. All right, hold on a minute. So if y'all would like to join Discord back, let me know. But, and the only reason I'm saying this is it's only going to go to certain people. And I had to figure that out. But if you would like to join Discord, I'm going to figure out how we can do that. But Discord, you can't. No, I mean, I've been in Discord since I don't even remember the exact date, but huh? That's what I'm saying, man. I've been there for a while since when I first started playing the game. About maybe well, you can be hacked if you use your phone. I don't use my phone, and I know there's a lot of people that does, but you can't if you don't put your phone on Discord, your phone number, they can't hack it. Well, I mean, how about we try Telegram? What's Telegram? Yeah, my Discord does work. Casper Friendly just posted in it. Well, if you want to be a Freebird, Casper, you can join back because that's a Freebird channel. That's what all y'all are to me. You're Freebirds in here, but you're not subscribers or anything like that. You're friends of mine. So you forgot you are the cool club. That's right. Well, send me the link to it. Somebody drop my email so she can send me the link to it. If there's nobody in here that subbed up my channel, this one or White Trash, go sub up to them. That's right. Hold on just a minute, guys. Rocky Queen said they'd go blind if they hacked her. I hear you. Well, to make sure, I'm going to figure out like I don't know, I'll figure it out. I really will, and then I'll let you know. Yeah, because it's mine. I mean, that's the only way it can be hacked because it's got all my information on it. That's the only way it can be hacked. Okay, well, you can send it whenever you get a chance.
Let's go, Dad. I just finished doing 10 push-ups. Now I'm sure I can beat you.
Little one, you do not want this smoke. I will fold you.
Yeah, I mean, you subscribe to my channel, but y'all are family and friends here. I don't count y'all as a subscriber. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's what I thought. I'll have to check him out because I've never heard of what was that one Truth Seeker? Was it Telegram? Somebody was telling me about Kick and stuff like that. I don't know about no Kick. I guess I'm gonna start an Instagram. No. Even though I do put this on the bottom, and I say this all the time, you can donate if you would like to. It's not a requirement. The only requirement I ask y'all to do is come in here and have a good time and chit chat. That's the only thing that I ask.
Oh no, the fire is spreading too fast, and it's heading straight for the village. I think we need a bigger bucket. Oh, why not just the rain? Alex, that's perfect. Hey, subscribe to turn on the rain. It'll put out all the fire.
I used to have TeamSpeak when I run that online virtual trucking game. It does. I signed up for it, and I ain't done nothing with it. I'm gonna take it down too. So if anybody wants to drop the link for Killer Duck for the Telegram, if you want to drop it here in the messages, and you can, Truth Seeker, if you want to, you're more than welcome to, because if people want to go look at it, they can go look at it. Digger Duck, what's up, girl? I played Farm Sim. The last time I played it was Farm Sim was 2019. All right, well, let me ask people this while I'm here. If I offered Discord, I would probably offer it to someone that joined. If you join, you're welcome, Digger Duck. If you joined the chat, like Rocket Queen did a while ago, I would send you the link for it. I'll do it like that. How's that? Man, I tore up buildings. I would be going out to plant stuff, and I'd be planting the wrong stuff in the wrong fields. Go back out to, I guess, plow it up or whatever. And yeah, it was just, you would have seen some of the lines, because I wasn't using the wheel. I mean, I was using the wheel instead of using joystick, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so members only. Thank you, Tashi. I was trying to think of that word, and hell, it wouldn't come out of my head for some reason. But members only is what I was talking about, Tashi. Thank you. We're not talking about pop farm, hippie grandma. And then I tried, what's that game that all the kids play nowadays? PUBG. I never did get into that. Thank you, Truth Seeker. It's not hard to figure out, Kristen. I can imagine, Tashi. I can imagine. All right, guys, and if you also see, y'all congratulate Digger Duck because she's got her wrench now. I know, I'm going to have to call you Jacqueline. Once you do this, you got Truth Seeker. You can go in your app and in parentheses put Jacqueline. But, yeah, congratulate Miss Digger Duck. Who done that? Where's all these things floating up at now? I just now noticed that. Y'all see that in chat? Or am I just not seeing it? Or I'm just seeing shit. There goes hearts. Okay. Oh, okay. Good deal. I didn't know that happened. It must be new, ain't it?
I was looking for Santa, but I couldn't find him anywhere. He was missing from the Christmas truck. I started to investigate. During the searching, Mr. Peppermint...
Is that something new?
I shaked the snow globe because I thought Santa is here, but I didn't hear anything, so I believed he's gone. I became really sad when I suddenly heard car honking. It was the spider couple who picked me up and took me somewhere.
No, not everybody has a wrench. Not everybody.
When we arrived, there were so many presents under the Christmas tree. I even met Santa, who told me to take a gift. Eventually, I shaped the snow globe again.
You don't see the hearts coming up over here in the right-hand side of the chat? Casper?
Wait, what was that? I don't know. Let's go check it out. Oh my God, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's much worse.
Did I turn it on or what? Because I've never seen it before.
The legend says that these players really suck at Call of Duty. That's correct. So they resorted to using instant kill melee weapons in combat.
Oh.
They try to draw players from larger open areas into small. How animals say goodbye to dead animals. But before, like this video and subscribe to my channel.
Thank you, Miss PJ. Being a member for 2 months. Thank you. So, Pac-Man, you see it then, right? Yeah, Pac-Man's not a mod, and he sees it, he says. And can send it out. I just want to see if I can. Let me see if I can see it.
Whoa, this place is cool. There's so much to do. Finders keepers. Hey guys, this is my first vlog. Make sure you smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe.
No, I didn't do it on me that time.
Whoa, what? No, not again. Thank glitch. How do I fix this? Guys, quickly, I need your help. Click the subscribe button down there, please. It worked. I mean,
Huh.
of course it worked. Big brain. Thanks, guys. Whoa, this place is cool. There's so much to do.
Okay. I did have the heart one on my thing here. I don't know where it went to.
Dad, I'm in down here.
Okay. That's cool.
I don't want to.
Thank you for all the hearts, though, everybody.
Whoa, this place is cool. There's so much to do.
Who'd you give your wrench to? In here?
Finders keepers. Hey guys, this is my first vlog. Make sure you.
See, that's what mine does, hippie grandma. I don't see a heart above the money symbol, though.
Not again.
That's what mine does, y'all.
Glitch. How do I fix this? Guys, quickly, I need your help. Click the subscribe. This is
Must be a phone thing.
Ever seen. When I first met him, his life was at stake because his belly grew big.
Oh, okay.
And there was no hope that it could stop. He was failing to stand, sleep, activity. His parents were always in tears because they sold everything they had to save their child's life. But he didn't recover. It was beyond my thoughts when I saw
Hold on just a minute, guy.
he was experiencing. After his story was published on Aframax, good people from all over the world donated to treat this boy. But the
And-
recovery was 0% because we had already lost our chance to save Olga, Thomas, and Jane, since they all had the same sickness as this boy. But when God says yes, who can say no?
Mark, are you still in here?
The same child who was suffering from extreme belly swelling. Nobody believes it, but it's true. He has recovered and
The guy I work with says he met my brother.
you don't only make Minecraft, but you control my size. So for every like I get, I shrink, and for every sub I get, I grow. Alright, let's go get this tree. What? How many of you are subbing? I'm way too tall to get this tree. Oh wait, I guess being tall is
Hold on, guys.
never mind. Get any
Uh,
please get some likes right now. Yes, like wait, no. I guess I'll have to leave with some subs. By the way, our only goal is to find an
yeah, I don't see it either. Yeah, when you get a chance, though, Jacqueline, send me the link to that, and I'll go look at it. But now I'm gonna fix it to where you in Discord, you can also watch my stream.
Alright, let's check this. Oh, she dropped all her groceries. How's she supposed to eat? Oh, she only has a couple seconds. She has to get going. I'm so sorry. Wait, what are they doing? What? Yo, they all went out and helped. Wait, was that a dog? Yo, the dog came in clutch. I love dogs. Oh my god.
So my pet fish Swimmy insisted on going on vacation with me, so I took Swimmy with me for the first time ever on vacation. When I got to the resort, Swimmy was acting up a little bit, and I was like, "Okay, Swimmy,
But,
you're the one that's gonna pull the
okay.
suitcase now. I've been pulling this thing all day." Swimmy put up a huge fit. He was embarrassing me in front of all the people complaining. And then
I tell you what, guys, I'm gonna put the panel up for a little while. If y'all want to come up,
giving me a little.
I'm only gonna be on here for a little while longer.
Swimmy's never been to a hotel before. So
Wow.
It was a whole new experience for him, but he was loving it. When we got to the room, he was insisting on going to the pool, and I said, no, Swimmy, not yet. We can go to the pool tomorrow. It's super late. You gotta brush your teeth. So Swimmy brushed his teeth, and then I said, okay, now you gotta take a bath because Mama raised a clean me. I've never had a pet that loves bath so much. He was in there for over an hour, and then I had to go get him. I got a towel for him. I dried him off and said it was time for bed. So we tucked him in. Then he was like,
If y'all want, if y'all want to come up for a while, come on up.
right after this. So I gave him a little drink, and then I said, good night, Swimmy. So my pet fish.
Woman saw something on the surface.
Just for a little while. I gotta get some stuff done around in the house here.
People realized it was a whale with 5 heads. They were excited to buy it as a souvenir. Only then did the crowd realize that something was wrong, but they did not know that it was already too late. However, the next second, the first breakfast of the shark. A short time later, Ripple arrived at the
Come on up, somebody.
but it was empty. Then he found the camera with the bloodstains. Inside, he found a 4-headed shark, and realizing the seriousness of the situation, Butler took the 5-headed shark file with him. He went to a biologist. When the expert saw the photos, he was surprised and said, there is no way that a shark with 4 heads exists. This scene was watched by
All right, guys. There's something I got to take care of, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off and take care of that. But thank y'all for stopping by. Did y'all like the story? If you like the story, put a 1 in the chat. And I'll check in Discord. Okay, come on up a minute, Kristen. Hey, girl. Hey, girl.
What's good?
Yeah, I don't see it either, Sharon. It used to be on my channel. I don't know why it's not. But as soon as you come up, I got a message that I got to go take care of something. But did you like the show?
Yes, sir.
Guys, if there's anybody in here that wants to make a bonfire request, Nightbot just put it in there. Copy that email and go put your request in. You can request any song you want to. But this week, we're going to do 80s one-hit wonders for the bonfire this week. Okay, Becca.
I know will be.
I don't forget what I was going to say now. If I think of it, I'll let y'all know. You can do it. No, the one that the Nightbot put in is the request, or you can put it in Discord if you're still in Discord. Okay, and this is another thing. It's 1 song per person per week. If you have a couple, you have to. I will. It may have, Sharon. I didn't even think about that. I will go do that. Thank you. But I'm going to jump off here. Y'all send the songs to White Trash email. I'll be on Tuesday night for the veterans story. It's 4 more veterans, female veterans. So please come by and check them out. I'm also going to do a little thing, and I hope it don't offend nobody, but where Bud Light had all that stuff going on, I'm going to throw something else in there on that. And I hope it don't offend nobody, but I think, in my opinion, they need to see the light. They should, And Tattooed Angel will be on tomorrow night. She might go a little bit earlier. I don't know, so I'm not going to say. But usually it's around. No, it don't have to be an 80s one-hit wonder. You can throw anything in there, Casper. Miss PJ, thank you. Okay, she sent me a message. Hold on. Yeah, why? Yeah, she said, I told him you'd be on tomorrow night. Babe?
Go back home.
No, not yet. Is that what you want me to tell him, babe? She'll be on tomorrow. I'll say she'll be on tomorrow night. Just 10:15. I'll say that.
Make sure you have your notifications turned on to all.
Yes.
And when Becca usually does like a daily short, she'll let you know on that short the exact time and everything that she'll be going live.
I got you. Hold on just a second.
All right, Rebel, I'm going to hop down so you can say your goodbyes, and I hope you have a great week.
You do the same.
All right,
You
bye.
do the same. All right. Somebody drop Becca's link in there for me if you don't care. And I got your message. Becca, would you and Sharon type something in for me right quick? You and Sharon McAndrews. The Budweiser thing is where, and I'm not being mean, so don't think that I'm being mean to anybody. I don't care how you live your life. You're welcome. And you're welcome, Sharon. I don't care how you live your life. I'm not saying that. Let me turn this back on right quick. The only thing I'm saying is if you want to put someone on your can, put a real hero on your can, not somebody that's on YouTube. Should I be on a Budweiser can? No, I'm not a hero. Put a veteran on your can, the one that fought so you can have your rights, the one that gives you the right to live how you want to live. But I'm not going to go into it because I'll get into it Tuesday night. I'll do it Tuesday night. But and I'm not saying nothing about anybody. Budweiser put a transgender on their can. I thought I did. I'm sorry. I hear you, Becca. But I'll say it after I do my video. After I do the thing about the veterans. If you don't care, well, maybe not, but guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here and get everything done. I miss not being on here every night, but I want to work it out with Becca where she can have a night, I'll have a night, she'll have a night, back and forth. That way, it's different. But I mean, I only do that with my wife because it's my wife. So, I mean, we'll set our times. I usually set mine up for a couple of days in advance. Just go to my page and you'll see my lives that I have set up on this one and White Trash. Darcy, I'll tell about that Tuesday night, but that's a story that I've already talked about. that's happening right now, what you just talked about. But thank y'all for stopping by. I know she will. But thank y'all for stopping by. Thank y'all for the love and the support that y'all show. Thank you for being friends and family. And another thing, you know how people call, and I'm not trying to mention no names, there's turtles, and I'm not saying nothing against them. And there's other people out there that's got the mafia and like all that other shit. Y'all are my free birds. Okay? I'm going to get Ghost Devil to try and make me a emoji that'll go beside your name, or an emoji that I can put in here, and it'll be a free bird emoji. Y'all can use that because y'all are my free birds in here. But I love each and every one of you. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you Tuesday night. Please be sure to go over and if you haven't already, and sub up to Becca, which most of you probably have, but still, you know. I love each and every one of you. Y'all have a good night, and stay out of trouble. And I'll see you next time. Ghost Devil, can you get that right quick? Tasha, I'll send it to you, okay? Or I'll have Becca send it to you, okay? Call him Nighthawk. But I'll have Becca send you that, okay, Tashi? So y'all be good, be safe. I love each and every one of you. Y'all stay out of trouble. I'll see you Tuesday night. Don't forget Becca tomorrow, me Tuesday, and especially don't forget the bonfire Friday night. But I love each and every one of you. Y'all be good. Stay safe. Keep that flag flying. And I love y'all. Deuce.